Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and today we are going to do basically a beginner guide or an introduction to Force Echo. Now, if you're a very new player and you don't even know like what Force is or Force Time, I have a different guide on that I will link at the end of the video, but this is for players that are pretty much currently caught up and they just want to understand the new mechanic, which is Force Echo, which just dropped tonight, the night that I'm recording this, right? So Force Echo is opening up with Terra and Garnet, and they are getting that. So what they get is called Force Boards, and a part of the Force Boards is they get an Echo ability. So first, let's talk about how do you activate this. So the first thing is you have to own the character's Force weapon and master it, and basically max it out, right? So then what you want to do is you want to go into the Enhancement tab, and you want to go into Training Boards at the top. So this is basically where you use your character points, right? And one thing you'll notice is the character, so like if you look in the upper right of my screen, so like right up here by where I'm pointing, you'll see Terra has a little box that says FR by her name. So that's an indication that that character has FR boards available, right? And right now you'll see it on Terra, and then if I go down a little bit, kind of like right up here, Garnet, who's at the top. I don't want to click right on her because it'll click on her, but Terra, or Garnet here at the top, she also has the FR, right? So those are our two first FR board characters or FR Echo characters. So when you click on, say, Terra, you go to her crystal at the top, and essentially what happens is this new path up here, this upper right path, becomes unlocked. So you are going to have to use more character points. So I believe it's 5,000 additional points in addition to what you've already put into the character to get him to this point. Now, I know character points are a very frustrating thing for newer players. It's how they get you to buy the Mog Pass, because you get way more character points if you have either the cheap Mog Pass or even more if you have the expensive Mog Pass, right? So just remember, this is an extremely generous game. Like, you can pull all the characters you want pretty much for free, but you might have to, if you want to upgrade a lot of characters, that's where you might have to spend money. But if you are very picky and choosy about who you upgrade, even free-to-play players can get by. You just won't have as many maxed out characters, right? So that's basically how you do it. Now, what you get with FR boards, right? There's two big things that you get. One is you just get generic stats and upgrades to your FR. Now, upgrades could range from increasing the amount of FR percentage you get. It can increase the amount of damage and brave hits the actual Force weapon does. It could increase the Force Time effect, where like you get a buff to your party. That could be increased. Any of those things could be increased here, right? The other thing is you get the Echo ability, which I'm going to demonstrate in this video. In short, what the Echo ability does is during another character's Force Time, you can basically use your Force attack as an Echo. And what that does is it does consume a use of it, so you are giving up an entire Force Time with that character. But what we find in modern DFFOO, if you build good teams and have good characters, most of the time you only need 1 to 2 Force Times to beat it. And nowadays, a lot of players are going to have 3 FR characters on the team, so you don't need 6 FRs to get done with a fight. And what FR Echo is going to do, it's going to allow you to get your gauge up faster. So what's going to happen is you use, during someone else's FR or during your own, you hit your Force ability again. It'll now allow you to do that. It'll increase the gauge based on whatever you do in terms of percentage, and it does not consume a Force turn. So if I'm on turn 9, I hit that FR ability, it's going to stay turn 9, but I'm going to get a percent gain, right? So essentially, you can think of Force Echo is a way to increase the gauge more quickly and get very powerful attacks off, because Force attacks are very powerful, right? So there's a couple strategies to how you want to do that. So let's hop into a fight and actually demonstrate this. And of course, I'm going to demo with my girl Penelo to shut down any of those Penelo haters. Dude, when she got announced for 5th anniversary, people are like, oh, she's not going to have Echo, she's going to age out. I'm going to show you in this video, she's going to work ridiculously well. You don't have to be an Echo character to operate well in the Echo era, right? So like I'm going to show you that. And Penelo actually is like probably one of the best FRs you can use as a non-Echo character. So let's hop in. We'll just do, this fight's going to get blown up so quick, but I just want to be able to demo this for you. So we're going to have Terra and Garnet on the team, and then we're going to have Penelo. So we got 2 Echo characters ready to go. So let's go ahead and just hop in. I'm hoping this fight doesn't blow up too fast, but we'll see. Sure, let's just hop in as is here. And I did equip, the one thing you have to remember too is when you apply the boards, you have to go back into Terra and Garnet, or whatever your FR character is, and you have to apply all the passives. So you just click auto on them so it equips everything, and then just reset your artifacts so that you're good, right? Alright, so what we need to do to demonstrate this, obviously, is we need to like ramp into an FR right away. But yeah, you can see there's the FR. Oh, it's looking pretty. All right, so let's go ahead and sure, we'll just pop Aquamarine right away. Okay. And then we'll probably just do full ramp with Penelo and just go right into it. So sure, let's do the AA. And then we'll get BT effects up. Like, we're going to blow up some big... And I think this particular team comp could be just a really good team that you could use right now, right? All right, so let's just BT effect here. We are going to blow up this fight so fast that it's even funny. Just to show off Force Echo, right? Okay. So just know that Terra and Garnet got upgrades to their kit and their FR based on the Echo, right? Or based on their Force boards. All right, so 800k AoE, that's fine. All right, so now Terra's going to go. We're definitely not going to Chaos Wave. We don't want to steal a bunch of turns right now. So Terra, we don't have to do anything too crazy here. We can just do the AA. Sure, and Garnet's already popping off. Yeah, dude, Garnet already, her follow-ups are doing like 600k. And like, we're not in force time. The fight's just started. Sure, let's put Terra's BT effect up. This is going to be wild. I'm like legitimately excited. This is actually my first time using Force Echo. So I'm very excited to show this off to you. And for me, myself, to see how powerful this mechanic is. It's going to be fun. All right, so there's Terra blowing stuff up. All right, so Penelo, we are just going to ramp away. And we are going to demonstrate this with Penelo's Force. So what maybe the misconception is that you don't actually have to be an Echo character to be impacted by Echo, if that makes sense, right? Being an FR Echo character, what that does is it just allows you to use your FR to increase the gauge. But the force time you're using does not have to be an Echo character. So the reason why Penelo works so good, her force time right now in the game is one of the more desirable force times anyways. It's so flexible. It's so easy to use. I'm actually going to not use intercessions here because I don't want the enemies to die too quick. We are just going to straight up ramp without doing the intercessions. So Penelo is going to operate so good because, one, she's just such a good character for the party anyways. Her FR is still very desirable. And even if you don't use her FR, she doesn't have to Echo to be good. Like, she can still help you ramp. She can still, like, her auras and everything, her Brave gains are just going to make the party that much better anyways. So, yeah, we're going to show that Penelo is going to work out really well here. All right, so let's go into it. So, we are going to hop into a Penelo Force time, and then we're going to demonstrate Echo with Garnet and with Terra. So, oh, I suppose I do want her BT effect up. So, yeah, we'll do that. So, here's what we'll do. So, we'll pop the FR. I'm not going to, and here's the thing, this won't even be like optimized because I'm not going to use Luna Freya, I'm not going to use launching, I'm not going to use off turn. There's lots of ways we can really, I'm just literally showing you guys how to use Echo, right, and what it does. All right, so we've started the force time. Penelo, by the way, when she does get Echo is going to be crazy because I'll explain how the Echo works in a second. So sure, let's just drop the BT effect here. Let's do it. All right, and then Garnet is going to give us our first demonstration of Echo, okay? And we'll see what kind of percent we get on it. All right, and they're definitely going to break here, which is good. Oh, yeah, and they're going to break on the eye. Okay. Oh, this is perfect because then we can get a Terra Echo in between. Yeah, these guys are going to melt so fast. Okay. All right, so now here's what's going to happen. So normally during a force time, you cannot use force again. But if you have Echo, you can. So you can see now Garnet's force is kind of glowing like a turquoise color. That is actually really sick looking. So this is Force Echo. So what's going to happen is I'm going to pop this, and a few things that we're going to notice. One is she is going to lose the skill use of it. So once again, that's an entire Garnet force time we would be giving up. But it's going to be worth it because we're going to make this force time really godly and maybe just one-shot the bosses, right? The other thing you're going to notice, look at our percentage. We're at 230% and we've got 9 turns of force. Basically, normally, any action you do, even if it's an AA, a call, whatever, it's going to use a force turn. Force Echo is the one thing that does not use a force turn. So let's pop Garnet's Force Echo. Well, okay, before I do it, there's a couple of strats here, right? So one strat with Force Echo is to use the Force Echoes early to push the gauge up quicker to get bigger damage out of your DPS. The other option is to use them later in the fight to once again get free turns at higher percentages and really abuse the force attacks, right? So you know, I still have to experience it more for myself, but just on paper, what I'm thinking is if you have a force ability that is a damaging one, it's probably better to use it a little bit later, where you can optimize the damage you're actually getting from the force while getting the percent gain. But if you do a force with a non-damaging attack, you want to do it early and you get bigger gains off of that, right? And because it's not doing damage, it doesn't matter that you're at a low percent. That's kind of just my thought off the cuff. Now, I'm sure there are situations one way or the other that you might want to do that differently. So let's pop the Garnet here. All right, now I actually haven't even seen this attack yet. So Garnet comes in with Braska. Is going to do a big attack here. I am going to re-record Garnet's guide, and we'll talk about what this is all doing in that guide. So look out for that guide, hopefully tonight. We'll see. So we just did 5 mil AoE. Now look at that. 93%, and it didn't even eat up a force turn. Now here's how it calculates that 93%. We're essentially getting the 70 whatever percent we get from Penelo's force ability, and then the standard percent gain you get for just using a force attack is 20%. So what we got was we got 20% for doing Garnet's attack, and then we got like 73 or 70% from Penelo's force ability. So you can see that was very good. Now, if Garnet's force ability was like Penelo's, that isn't a damaging one, you get a base 80% up. So if Garnet's Force Echo was a non-damaging instant turn attack, we would have gotten 70 plus 80. We would have gotten 150 on that without using a turn. So you guys can already see how busted this is. We can push towards 999% very quickly and have a lot of turns to still do a lot of damage, right? So let's go ahead with Penelo. And yes, we are going to Fatal Dance because that's the big Mamma Jamma attack. Once again, I got to be careful. These enemies do not have much time left. All right, so now we got Terra. Now, these enemies are actually kind of annoying. I'm going to waste a turn, and I'm going to put a Raijin Prod on. Because these enemies can do some like nasty debuffs, and they can do HP damage. I want to make sure we don't get interfered with here. Okay, even from using Raijin, we got 71%. Because Penelo's force conditions are so good. And this is just going to... Penelo's just a goddess. I just have to say that. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I will not accept any argument that Penelo is not good. I cannot accept it. Okay, so Terra, let's pop her force. Once again, we're on turn 7 at 469. We're going to come out of this on turn 7 at a much higher percent. And once again, we're getting big Mamma Jamma damage. So if the fight will allow it, whew, yeah, 13 mil! And then a Garnet follow-up. And dude, we're on turn 7 and we're at 512%. Can you not see how busted this is? Terra's got another turn. Let's pop it again. Because Terra's whole thing is getting instant turns on her attacks. So she can just double up on this like immediately. So you could see how I could set up like this early. Remember, we wasted a turn on the Raijin Prod, right? So like I could potentially like turn 7... right now be going into like a Penelo burst phase, or I could go into Terra burst phase right now if I wanted to, right, and blow it up. But can you imagine entering a Penelo burst phase starting at 600 and then just using her? Like, let's try to get into it. Hold on. Sure, Riot Blade. Well, the enemy's already incinerated. Look at this. Look at this. They're already blown up. Like, I can't even show you a burst phase. Now, granted, yes, this is a very old Shinryu, but you guys know I do showcases on this fight all the time, and it's pretty common that I get through a showcase and they're not just incinerated. Like, I've barely even started the ramp. Oh, so here we go. Garnet, Force Echo. We're still at turn 6 of Force, by the way. Like, this is the absolute fastest I have ever blown up this fight. Like, this is a game changer right here. Look at this damage. 14 mil. So anyways, guys, that's Force Echo. And you tell me in the comments if you think Penelo works well with Force Echo. Just let me know what you think. By the way, if you say she's not, you're wrong. My gosh. So what I will probably try to do, I'm going to do the Garnet character guide. But whatever the Shinryu is, I know we got the Bahamut fight, right? So, depending on what the setup is, I might try like this exact same setup for Bahamut, but we'll try to optimize it more where, I don't know, like I could try to do the Force Echo later, but I kind of want an early Echo like I did here, and then go into like Penelo Burst at like 600% and see what happens, and I could still have Echo for the next Force, right? Like maybe pop one Echo on each character. I don't know, guys. I think this is pretty busted. So let me know what you think. If you still have questions about Echo, let me know in the comments, or feel free to join my Discord. My Discord is in the description of all my videos. We have a lot of awesome people there, other YouTube content creators, very good community. Either them or I will help you with any questions. All I'm going to say is if you do join my Discord and you specifically want my help, you're going to have to tag me. My Discord's getting pretty big at this point. I think we're approaching 600 members. And I just can't keep up with all the chat. But if you tag me, I will reply to you. So if you don't see me talking there much, like I try to talk in there a few times a week, but if you don't see me talking there much, it's not because I'm ignoring it. It's just because I get busy or whatever. But yeah, just tag me in there and I will try to help you if possible. Okay. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope this guide helps. We'll catch y'all on the next one.